Third world countries. We all know them. I live inside one, and today we're going to talk about them. But what does the term third world country mean exactly? Well, in technicality, third world countries are countries that weren't aligned with either the US or the Soviet Union during the Cold War. Well, most people our day think of them as poor countries, and they aren't wrong. But what does it mean for a country to be poor? Is the government poor? Are the people poor? Are both of them poor? What are the cons and pros of living inside one of these countries? Spoiler alert, it's mostly cons. But before we get started, you know who else is poor? Me. So subscribe. As I mentioned previously, I live inside one of these countries, so I know what I'm talking about, alright? I'm an expert in the field. The biggest problem, objectively, in these countries is money. Middle class in here is equivalent to what an American would call lower class. I know it doesn't make much sense, so to make it clear, I'm gonna give you an analogy. Let's say an American called Alex got his university degree and started working for $5,000 a month. Time it by 12 and we get $60,000 a year, which is the average in America. If Alex, hypothetically, worked for 5 years, non-stop, without getting any raises or spending any money, by the end of it, he would have $300,000, which is plenty enough to afford an average house in America. Yeah, boy. Seems like a lot to you. Makes sense. Let's check for my country now. Let's say an Algerian called Kader got his university degree and started working. And you know what? Let's be generous. Let's give him a pay of 50,000 dinars. That's more than the average pay in Algeria. If we time it by 12, we get 600,000 dinars. Now, if he was in the same situation as Alex, how long do you think it would take him to get a house? 20 fucking years. At least, at the very least. What? How about a car? Add 10 more years. But you wanna know what's more unfair? I lied. I lied to you in my example. If Kader actually got a university degree, his chances of finding work are none. Okay. His chances of finding work aren't zero, but they are very low. Even with the rise of AI, making it take a lot of jobs in advanced countries, the unemployment rates are still ridiculously apart. But why is that? Why such a difference? I'll tell you. People fuck too much. I'm not joking. There are way too many young people and not enough jobs for them. But Kader actually managed to find a job offer. But unfortunately for you, Kader, when you went to apply, the manager's son also applied. Wanna guess which one of you got the job? That's fine. Kader is gonna apply to another job this time. But unfortunately, once again, the accountant's nephew needed the job. Well, what about this job? Too bad. The toilet cleaner's fucking dog is applying as well. On a more serious note, this is a real issue in third world countries, and just so you can see how deep the problem goes, even in official infrastructures such as schools, hospitals, most people got their job that way. Nepotism wouldn't be that bad if the people were actually qualified. Unfortunately, most of them aren't. I've seen people with a mere bachelor get jobs that needed decades of experience. And what's even worse, this ends up bleeding into a lot of aspects of society. If no one knows how to do their job, no job gets done. So Kader goes on and asks his friend for help. And one word is on all their mouths: immigration. Sounds like the dream for Kader. A lot of job offers with a pay being at least 10 times his own. With this, he can buy his family a home, a car, he can even afford to get married. But immigration is hard. Europe doesn't just give out visas. So Kader and a lot of young people get on a boat and head to Europe in hopes for a better future. Most of them are never seen again. It's an unfortunate world we live in. The youth dies fleeing from the country that raised them. But it gets worse. A lot of people who actually manage to immigrate to Europe are called modern slaves. So let's say he made it. Kader is in Europe and all he needs now is a job. The biggest misconception immigrants have is that they'll be treated the same way as actual residents of the country. Big mistake. Employers know damn well that you, or in this case Kader, is without papers. They know he won't be hired anywhere respectable. So the job Kader gets from them is an abusive, technically illegal job with a lot of working hours and very low wage. Hold up, technically illegal? Why doesn't Kader just report his employer to the police? Don't be naive, my viewer. You honestly believe the employer didn't think of that? If Kader were to actually go to the police, the first question on their mouth will be, where are your papers? What? You're here legally? Back to your own country. So Kader, if he tries illegal immigration, will either die at the sea, not find a job, or find the physically and mentally abusive job that pays him scraps. So what is the solution? Wait, before we get to it, let's try to change the scenario one last time. This time Kader tries illegal immigration. Yes, he actually got a visa. And not just any visa. He got a visa to Dubai. Oh, Dubai! Kader has seen the influencers online. He know he lived the dream life in Dubai. Right? Well, perhaps Kader should have deepened his research, because the only reason tourists are able to live that kind of life in Dubai is because there are immigrants beneath them who came there with nothing but a passport. So once again, Kader gets a job, ridiculous working hours, low pay, and this time though, it's all legal. Yes, this time the country is aware of how employers treat immigrants. But the World Cup is coming soon. We need some help. And the employer even gets to keep Kader's passport in case he wants to leave. And this doesn't happen from time to time. No, it happens often. So often it has a name. It's called kafala. Look it up. For each person you see living the dream in Dubai, there are 10 Kaders working in pain that you do not see. So what's the solution? Can I just not have a good life in a third world country? Truth is, I do not know. Come on, what are you expecting? I'm a 19-year-old. You expect me to solve a problem thousands of people weren't able to solve? And I didn't even mention a lot of other issues, like bad healthcare, high crime rates, and the ridiculously bad education system. Still, I don't believe third world countries are as bad as I made them seem. I mean, come on. In here we have a lot of beautiful scenery, very nice people, and the love of the country makes everyone so united. And after all of that, the thought that we're all in this shit together makes it somehow better. Everyone in here is trying their best to fix their lives, to make them better, to make their country better. It's nice to feel like you belong to something this much. And I mean, look at the reaction of a country with supposed miserable people when they win a football match. See? Lovely, isn't it? Well, it's not as lovely when they start breaking shit. So hey, I'm sure that you, who's watching this video from a third world country, will find a solution to all your problems. I hope this video helped you. Even though the tone is pretty pessimistic, I have a lot of hope in my life, in my country, in the world in general. If you like this video, tell me in the comments. I very much enjoyed making it, so I'm thinking of going for a part 2. So if you want that, just tell me. If I do something because you told me to, doesn't that make me the slave? Alright, I'll leave you guys on that note. See you later. Ciao.